Hey everyone, this is Gerald Couture and welcome to the final part of the installation. I'm really hoping that I can do this under 20 minutes, but I don't think that that's going to be possible. So, um, what I did was I fed the negative wire to the black negative wire from the prong of the recharge port, battery negative to the negative battery, and battery positive to the positive of the battery. And we have another green wire that's going to go to the positive of the board, and one brown wire from the recharge port, both of those that are going to go into this, the brown wire is going to go into the negative of the board respectively. I have two speaker wires, one's going to come from this side, one's going to come from the other side, left and right, because I want to make sure that my SD card, I can have access to it. If I loop both of them this way, I will restrict access to my SD card and it's going to be a nightmare to get it out. So that is how I dealt with the lower part of the chassis. And let us see what we have here on the inner core. We have our LED wires and our switch wires. So what I wanted to do is I want to see how all of this is going to fit together in one fell swoop. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to feed these wires right here. Feed the longest. Go. Bring all of these out. Go. Then slowly and steadily. If you have to do this one by one, it's okay. Take your time. Make sure that you're doing this right. They have to go in this arch, like that. And I'm going to see if I can get 3 for 3 wires here. Oh. Let's push it like that. And there we go. Into the chassis retention. Sorry about that. Make sure that all the wires are fed out here. Do a count. Check them out. Make sure that they're all here. And what I'd like to do, because they're going to be bothering me for sure, make sure nothing is protruding here. What we're going to do right now is we're going to tighten the chassis retention screw. Make sure that the arch is in here. I believe I see where the arch is, just a little deeper. Well, we can do that when we're done, actually. So we have a shit ton of work to do today, right now, actually. So, okay, just make sure that, I'm yanking these left and right so that my, did I do this the first time? I really have no idea. Okay, let's just elevate it from this side then. Okay. Now what we want to do is bring this out just a little. And whatever you feel that is going to be bothering you, what I like to do in this particular case is I had my spare alligator clip. I can't find it actually. And I need that clip. I'll be back in just a second. Let me just find it and we'll continue here. I couldn't find that specific one, but I'm going to have to do with the excess that I have right now. I have more of these alligator clips, but I really wish I didn't misplace this one. But I guess that when I clean this all up, I guess I might find it. But till then. Okay, so what I do, I use these alligator clips so that I can retain the chassis a bit. Now, I'm going to see if I can go for, the retention that I just did here. I want to see if I can apply the same, the same trick. I want to see if I can do the same thing right here. Okay, seems like, okay, seems steady for now. Okay. I'm going to try and increase my max surface area. So I'm going to go diagonally. And what am I looking for? I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm still kind of upset with that little alligator clip, but oh well. I think I might find it. It's not this one, definitely not this one. But oh well. Let's just maybe I packed it. Let's just see. I have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the other leads. I should have another 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm still missing that one. I didn't pack it. Okay, let's get into this. So I have removed my SD card. I have my kill key in my recharge port so that I pull all power to the board and from the battery and stuff. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to measure the distance that I'm going to be needing for this. Now before I make a boo-boo, I'm going to need to take this and feed the wire right into this little slot hole. Make sure that you fed the wires inside the chassis, because if they don't and the chassis is tight fit, it's going to pinch the wires and it's not going to close it off as it's supposed to. Okay, let me just push this in. Okay, there we go. I'm going to start off with the speakers because to me, speakers are like the safest thing to go. Safest bet. See if I can get another one of these doohickeys to help me. Okay, nice and steady actually. Okay. The other clips are going. I'm going to use this clip to weigh these down. Okay. Just enough for me to be able to do work. Angle this like this here. And figure out up to where I want to cut it. Okay. Speaker blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically edit the parts where I'm actually going to solder them. I'm going to stop, continue, stop, continue. So it doesn't take too much time. So where is my trusted mouse? Okay. Pausing. I'll be right back. Oh, before I actually continue, I found my other clip, but that's besides the point. We need to pre-tin these pads that we're going to be soldering on. So before I solder anything, I'm going to have to pre-tin these. And that means I'm going to take this chassis apart just a bit. And I'm going to have to do some twists and turns, don't I? I'm going to have to do some, yeah, I'm going to have to do some real maneuvering here. So I'm going to tin a few pads just to show you what I mean by tinning the pads. It's like walking the dog. No, it's not like walking the dog. Okay, so by tinning the pads, I'm just putting some extra solder just so that I can make it a lot easier. And I don't know if you can see that. Did that to the 2 speaker wires. I'm going to do the rest to the other pads, and I'll be back when I'm done with it. Can't see the stupid mouse. You can't see what I'm doing sometimes. Okay, folks, so as you can see, I tinned the rest of the pads, and I guess that after a bit of, practice and trial and error, I guess that my tinning is better. If you've seen my first videos, they were not that, I didn't tin my pads just as well. But okay, so now that they're tinned, what we're going to do is we're going to be stripping all of the wires to the proper length, and we're going to be soldering them one by one. So I'm going to start with the speakers. The first speaker wire, which I'm going to hold up to here so I can cut it to the exact length that I need it to be. I'll take it here, and I'm going to take my wire stripper, which is, oh man, this is going to be tough, isn't it? Sometimes you may need some pliers to help. There we go. Nice and easy. Now, let me just put some of these tools back, because everything has a place, and when you put everything back in place, you can find the shit that you are looking for. So, when you use another one of these, sometimes you need to be able to bring okay, and let's do a bit of, tuning again. Okay, we tune the wire, and make sure that it's long enough. Right about there, and what I do, my little dab of heat shrink. Oh, did I say dab of heat shrink? I'm sorry, I really am not focused. With a dab of solder on my iron. Shit, this thing is falling apart. Just sit there, please. Thank you. Let's apply the same right here. Speaker is on. Speaker 1 is on. And the next speaker wire, I'm going to feed it through here actually. I'm going to make it loop. And I'm going to cut it right about there. There we go. I'm going to follow the same process with all of the wires. So I'm going to do the same thing with my speaker, and when I get to the other prongs, to the other pads, I'll edit and I'll cut there. So you know what I'm doing. I'm just putting everything where it's supposed to be, and I'll explain what went where according to the color coding of our diagram, and we'll get it done in a few seconds. Alright guys, so I did the same with the second speaker pad. One's going through here, the other one's going through there. Kind of burned this up with my soldering iron, but it doesn't really matter because the last time I burnt this little connection here so that I could have easier access with my SD card. So no biggie, I can simply just, melt this back to position. It's really, really that easy. So yeah. Not a problem, especially where this is going. This is going into this huge, the huge room and area that the MPP has so far. So yeah. Why was done like this? Okay, there we go. Now I'm happy. Let us continue with the other prongs. Okay. I'm just, there we go. Okay. Okay. And next are the positive and negative to the board. So as you can see, these are going to be stripped right about here. Okay, let me just edit this out real quick and I'll show you what I've done again. Okay guys, I kind of had to move this down so that I could keep it, nice and steady. And what I'm going to do, this is going to be some tricky maneuvering. Okay. Just twist this right here like that. All like this. Helping hands, doing what yours can't. Okay, let's solder this one. There we go. Positive is done. Let's go for the negative as well. I'm gonna try and do this one take. So far, so good. If you can call it that. Okay. Okay, there we go. Same is going to happen with the positive, the negative to the board. Beautiful. Perfect. So far, so good. Now what we need to do is the LEDs and the activation auxiliary switches, common ground negative, and we're done. It's progressing nicely. So I'm going to have to do a quick edit and squeeze a little bit more. Some more time here, hold on. Alright peeps, so as you can see, I took the liberty of, trimming down some of the wires that we're not going to be needing, the excess ones. Now, the ones in the LED and your switch section, you can afford for them to be a little loose, but the ones that I did at the back here, the speakers and the battery positive and battery negative to the board, was kind of tight because I wanted, I didn't want too much slack running through my wires here. So with that being said, we're going to continue wiring some of these pads. Now I'm going to start off with the white flash on clash die, and when I strip these out and they're ready to be soldered, I'll return to the video in just a few minutes. Okay guys, what I did, I took the inner core out, and what I did, it was, well, not everything, but I kind of stripped and pre-tinned everything, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it back, and we're going to continue with the build because it takes a bit of time to do this. So okay, let's try this again. Just give me a quick sec. Alright guys, we're close to wiring the whole thing now. We're very close. So what I wired so far is the positive LED, which goes to the board here with the other green wire. So all of our positives are wired. Now, what we need are our positives, two positives left. One for the activation and one for the auxiliary. We're going to see which is which. We're just going to have to make sure that we're soldering this properly. If you just flip this around, the the lower switch appears to be the purple one, so I'm going to dub that as my auxiliary switch. So what I want to do right now is, I guess I should do my reds first. I already did another red right here. I did a red. I'm going to do the other red as well, and I'll be back to explain to you guys what I did in just a few. So give me a few seconds. Alright, as you can see, I did the LEDs. Let me just twist this a little bit because I want it to be aligned like this. And all we have to do is the switch wires. Now, I connected the two common negatives into one wire so that I don't have a lot of bulk when I'm soldering the pads here, but this is going to be a lot more difficult because I think I kind of did something silly here, but I will manage. That's why I left a little bit of slack. So let's do this. I'm going to have to do the common GND. Sorry, my white just popped off. Anyway, so I guess I should do the activation before I do the LEDs, the main LEDs. So I'll be back in just a few seconds again, and I'll show you my work. Okay, guys, so I've soldered everything. Everything has been connected. What I want to do right now is I want to use a this retention screw thingy here. Tighten it down on both sides. Okay, this seems to be kind of sturdy. Looks okay to me. Let's see if this is going to pinch the battery or something. Okay, let's make sure. Let's leave a bit of slack here. The battery a bit. There we go. This chassis is secure, not going anywhere. And if you're not sure about it, I have an Allen wrench that can do some tightening much easier. There we go. Secure. Okay, so let's try it. Let's see if it works. Nope. Well, that sucks. Okay, guess what happened again? No, the switches are properly soldered. No, the battery is fully operational. No, there is no problem. What I forgot, what I usually always forget, is taking the SD card out of this little doohickey here and putting it in my soundboard. So let's see if it works. Okay, guys, bear with me. Let's see.
I've become more powerful than any general.
Well, yeah, it still needs work. Well,
You have interfered with our affairs for the last time.
well, that just means that one of the wires here is touching. There's an obvious connection. Yeah, well, I think I did something wrong. We'll just see. I'm just gonna see if this works. I'm really glad that the battery so far is operational, but I'm kind of sad that my flash on clash, the white die, isn't working. That kind of sucks, but well, I'm gonna see if I can actually fix this or not. But I don't know if it burned out or maybe we'll see. But so far this looks good. I'm going to try and make some amends to this hilt, and if something is wrong, I will take care of it. So there's going to be a well, let's just say an addendum where I do make amends to the hilt, and we'll see how this goes. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.